Magic, 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 magic.
Magic, 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 magic.
Hey, what's going on, true believers? I'm Matt Kay, and I want to welcome you to a brand spanking new Weird Future segment called
Who's that?
Superhero? Now, this segment's going to be where either Cube, Bob Cheesy, or myself talk about a comic book character, give their origin, describe their powers, notable events, yada yada yada. Essentially, a quick little synopsis. And since he's got a movie coming out next week, who better to do than our good friend, Doctor Strange? So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the meat here. For those of you who have seen the movie trailers, you're probably wondering, who is Doctor Strange? And for those of you that know about Doctor Strange, maybe you're wondering more about him. That's where I'm here to help. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with a quick little origin story of Doctor Strange. It's actually a really simple origin story. It starts off with him being an extremely talented but egotistical neurosurgeon who gets screwed over in a car accident and damages the nerves in his hands. Refusing to accept his new reality, Stephen Strange starts spending all of his resources just trying to fix his hands. And it doesn't go well. Until Strange finally hears of some old guru in Tibet that has magical powers able to fix any wound. I'm talking about the Ancient One. And no, not him. Him. Strange journeys through freezing temperatures and up a perilous mountain until he finally finds him. However, the Ancient One turns him away, refusing to help him. Due to a freezing blizzard outside, Strange is forced to stay in the monastery where the old man resides. It is here Strange meets Carl Mordo. And no, not 12 Years a Slave, but Baron Mordo with the goofy tufts of hair and a glorious widow's peak. It is here Strange witnesses Mordo's sorcery in an attempt to kill the Ancient One, and desperately trying to save the old man, attempts to warn him. However, Mordo casts a spell on Strange that disables him from telling the Ancient One about the assassination attempt. Strange decides the only thing he can do is learn magic himself to fight Mordo, and thus begin the training montage. Fast forward a couple years, and Doctor Strange is born. Setting up shop as a magical consultant in New York, Strange begins his fantastic adventures. I told you guys it was a simple origin story. Now, as the character's history has grown, so has his list of accomplishments. And I was going through, and I picked a couple accomplishments that I thought basically made Doctor Strange. Like, for one thing, he's Sorcerer Supreme. Basically, the top dog of the Earth Dimension, best sorcerer, and he's held the title since 1973. He's lost it a couple times, like in the 90s and recently. But, in the end, he still is the Sorcerer Supreme currently. And, at another point, he fought Dracula, and with some other heroes managed to rid the world of vampires for a while. Didn't stick, but hell, that's still pretty impressive. He once fought in a war for 5,000 years for a trio of elder gods called the Vishanti. He was only gone for a couple months in our dimension, and he didn't age at all. Strange has also been a member of the Avengers, and was one of the founding creators of the Defenders. And I'm talking about Hulk, Namor, and Doctor Strange. I'd choose them over the Avengers any day. And, to cap it off, he was a member of Marvel's most exclusive team, the Illuminati. Each member is super influential, and a master in their respective field. So there's some little facts for you guys, just in case you're ever being quizzed on Doctor Strange. Now, while Strange definitely isn't one of Marvel's biggest characters, he is quite possibly one of their strongest. Oh man, he has so many magical abilities and powers that I had to write a list. I'm probably gonna miss one, and if I do, just throw it down in the comments below. It's no big deal, there's just too many. So, I'm gonna go ahead and spout out this list. Wish me luck. Let's get started. Okay, he can shoot out mystical bolts and binds. He controls elemental energies, shields. He can manipulate and transmutate matter, open portals, invisibility, intangibility, illusions, astral projection, telekinesis, conjuring, communing with the dead, dream manipulation. He can invoke phrases that allow him to utilize energies from mystical entities and gods like the flames of the Faltine, crimson bands of Cyttorak, and the vapors of Valtor. Alright, Woo! A lot of powers there. Like I said, probably not all of them. So if anyone ever asks you, hey, what are his powers? You could either repeat that list or you could just say, he's just a really fucking powerful sorcerer. So if that ridiculous list wasn't enough, Strange also has a very large amount of mystical artifacts. Like, his two best known artifacts are the Eye of Agamotto and the Cloak of Levitation. The Eye adds even more power, such as a light that pierces evil, increases his psychic capabilities, and some other things. While the Cloak of Levitation, well, that one's pretty simple in terms of explanation. I mean, helps him levitate. And basically just think, Aladdin's flying carpet. Same thing. He has more artifacts like the Orb of Agamotto, Book of Vishanti, Darkhold, Wand of Watum, and even the Soul Gem. And for those of you who don't know what that is, just think of the Infinity Stones from the Marvel movies. One could even argue his house, the Sanctum Sanctorum, could be considered an artifact. I mean, due to its mystical properties and just, I mean, it's Strange's resonance. There's bound to be some weird shit in there. Now, the real question is, with all these powers, how does Doctor Strange ever really lose? I mean, what enemies could possibly beat this guy? That's one of the things I like about Strange's villains is his enemies are actually really crazy in terms of power, and they're also really neat looking too. First off, we have Dormammu, ruler of the Dark Dimension. His magic power is probably like 10 times greater than Doctor Strange. And he fights like elder gods and magic entities like they're nothing. Little tidbit, Strange actually dated and married his niece, so that could be where some of the hatred is stemming from. We got Baron Mordo, my bad, mentioned previously, the former disciple of the Ancient One. He's much more of a personal villain for Strange, kind of like a jealousy that Strange is now Sorcerer Supreme. We have Nightmare, Lord of the Nightmare Realm, and basically, he's basically his namesake. He gains his powers from nightmares. We have Shuma Gorath, an elder god that manifested in the space between universes. He's pretty much impossible to kill. He usually comes through in cracks and through the dimensions, and Strange fights this guy when he's usually at his weakest. I mean, if he fought him when he was strong, he'd lose 10 out of 10 times. This guy is an elder god, like I said previously. He has whole dimensional spaces made up of his body. It's crazy. I basically just picked my favorite villains for this one. There is plenty of more of Strange's villains, so just if you're really curious, go check it out. But pretty much with baddies like this, there's a reason that Strange has so many damn powers. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up Doctor Strange. Like I said, just a quick little synopsis for you guys. Not everything on the character. There's plenty more to learn about this guy. Definitely recommend you actually check out some of the comics that have been released and go check out the movie. It's coming out next week, and if you have any more questions or comments about Doctor Strange or any Marvel hero you want to learn about, just post down below. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. Until then, see you next time.